All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Graham. We are going to kick off Rocket Pitch in just a couple of minutes. But one thing that we're trying to do this semester is capture more video footage of the things that we do here around the hub. And Rocket Pitch is one of those things. So in a second, just for the video footage, you all are going to be featured. And the way we're going to do this, and the pitchers don't know this, I'm telling you now, we're going to walk into the scene, and our videographer, Roy, here is going to capture the rest of the audience, really just giving it up for the pitchers. We want to show the energy and support for these students who are going to share something that they've been thinking about and trying to work on. And so for the video, we want to show that energy that we bring for the pitchers, okay? So I need the pitchers to come up, and we're going to kind of walk from around the glass and make an entrance. And then really, you all are the stars of the show. You've got to bring that energy, so clap and hoot and holler for these pitchers who come out. And Roy's going to say that we got the take, and then we'll start the actual rocket pitch. Or he'll say we need to do it again, and that'll be really awkward. But forget it. All right, ready? Feel good? Pitchers? Are you pitchers? No. No? All right. Happy Friday, Phil. Thanks for bringing that energy. Keep that energy going for today. It takes a lot of guts to get up in the front of the room and to share an idea. So don't just do it for the video. Do it for real when the pitchers pitch. All right. Thanks, everyone. Off to you, Michael. Thanks. Don't know this gets.
All right, welcome everyone. I'm Mike Mahan, and I am a marketing student partner here at the Hub, and I'm really excited to kick off our fourth and final rocket pitch of the semester. If you haven't yet, scan the QR code to check in. That way you get credit for being here and instantly earn 400 points. Points add up when you engage with the Hub, and you can redeem them for swag or snacks from the vending machine. And if you keep showing up, you can unlock extra perks like extended access to our facility. Plus, if you're the top points earner this semester, you'll score an invite to lunch with President Rowe. On top of that, checking in today puts you in the swag giveaway, which we'll announce during voting later. All right, so just a brief reminder for everybody here on how Rocket Pitch works. So our pitchers will have 4 minutes for their pitch. Remember, this is a competition, so we will cut you off once your time is up. Make sure you cover the problem, the market, the competitive landscape, solution, and delivery. And after your pitch, you'll get 4 minutes of Q&A from the audience. And don't forget, you are competing for 800 engagement points and our last spot for William Mary Demo Day in just 2 weeks right here at the Hub. So without further ado, let's get ready to rock it, guys. So to welcome our first pitcher, we have Kyle and Dandeli.
Hi. Here's it out here. All right. All right. Hey, before we get started here, I put some samples down in front of everybody's tables. I invite you to touch, feel, look at them, especially as we talk here. Please just watch the pizza sauce and the crumbs. They are samples, and that's all I got. And my business might go bankrupt if you mess them up. But we'll get going here. So Dandeli is a premium quality children's lifestyle brand. We combine artists and the creative process in everything you do. Now, I want to remind you that this is a rocket pitch and not an investment pitch, so I'm not going to provide you evaluation today, but I want you to immerse yourself in the brand and our identity as we go throughout the process. So, again, if everyone can just take out their phones, if they're still out, go ahead and scan this QR code for me. Okay, once you follow my Instagram account, we can move on.
So I spend a lot of money on professional photography. I think I single-handedly pay my photographer's mortgage. But these pictures aren't professional pictures. This is my oldest daughter, Maddie. She's wearing a pair of our sample pajamas. She's snuggled on our couch with our 2 dogs and just lounging away. Now, what this does is it highlights her silliness and her childhood innocence, which is everything that our brand is about. Plus, I needed a way to get my 2 dogs into the presentation. The children's apparel market has lost its soul. Consumers are obsessed with fast fashion and pop culture trends. This is especially damaging for a time when we should be fostering creativity and exploration in our children in everything that they do. Dandelion is altering this trend. What you have in front of you and what you see on the screen is our Sleep Studio collection. This Sleep Studio collection is going to launch in the spring of 2026. It's made from premium organic cotton and features an exclusive print from independent artists. Not only that, if you pick up the clothes, you'll see the artist's name and type of art medium sewn into every tag, as well as a hang tag directing our consumers back to the product. This allows us to give our consumers a story, a message, and a real person behind every product that we offer them. We are connecting consumers to something that's real and something that they can feel good about purchasing. So how does a creative brand compete with mass market AI generated images? We build a community of artists. Dandelion generates revenue through direct to consumer as well as wholesale sales. But our sales reps aren't paid employees. They're our artists. Our artists earn commission based on all the affiliate sales that they generate for our company, both on their product as well as the product of other consumers. When our Sleep Studio brand launches in spring of 2026, we're going to direct targeted marketing to over 1 million consumers who have already demonstrated an interest in this product in the artistic process. Now, this affiliate market idea is pretty neat, but it's also limited in scope. Apparel requires a large capital investment and works on a cyclical basis. So we're going to continue to do that, and we'll work on a cyclical basis of fall, spring, continuing to build our affiliate and artist market base. However, we need a way to build out that affiliate market as well, which is why in the next few weeks, we'll be launching the first line of our nursery gallery series. So we signed our first artist to do our first line of nursery and gallery artwork. Further than that, we need to maintain this artist base and continue to build out this affiliate market, and we'll be expanding into nursery wallpaper and additional children-centric art supplies in early next year. This is a $200 to $300 billion industry. I do not need the entire market. I do not even need a majority of the market. I just need a tiny sliver of a quality conscious consumer who cares about children and building a creative future in the same way that we do. Questions? Yeah. Yes.
You mentioned material. Is it like organic? Like, is there sourcing something that's unique about it? Yeah, just like how's it sourced? If you can talk more about that.
Yeah, so the 100% organic cotton, we partner with manufacturers who are certified to work and produce these materials, as well as require certifications on the actual material that produces the clothes. They are produced in India, so there's a kind of a long production timeline, but it's best for economies of scale and getting a quality and a cost-effective product. Yep.
You had the opportunity to focus on one thing and eliminate every other distraction. What would that one focus be for your business?
You mean product-wise or just bargaining to?
What's the one focus you say, I'm gonna ignore everything else and only this thing?
Yeah, so our focus is building community around artists. So however we can build that community around artists is really my focus. Less children's clothing manufacturer, less an art producer, and more a marketer. You saw our marketing material earlier on the slides. That's all generated by the artists and affiliates that we partnered with.
Do you have a target customer?
Yes, so we do have a target customer. So our target customer is sort of that 25 to 34-year-old individual who is health conscious, cares about a quality product, and also has a higher level of disposable income. This is a premium product So it's a higher price point than what you're gonna get at, Carter's or Gap. But with the community feel and the message behind our product and the quality premium cotton, I think we can drive that cost. Yeah.
How are you planning to foster?
How do I foster community? So we highlight artist name in our tags. We feature them on our website. So we direct everything back to artists. So these artists have individual followers. We target artists with a following between 100 and 300,000 followers. So each of these pieces of clothing, the artist that created them has between 100 and 300,000 social media followers. So they already have a community, cares about what they're doing. They're art influencers. They're not surface pattern designers, which is a pretty distinct connection. The majority of the industry works with surface pattern designers who generate mass market prints for them. And there's nothing special to them. We work with art influencers who have a client base who already care about the products that they're producing. Question?
How has the feedback been from your existing customer base?
Yeah, so I'll give you the real short story of how we got into this. So we initially launched this company a little under 2 years ago, and it was pretty generic clothing base. We just bought products, we branded them, we sold them, it was great, and I made money, you can sell anything. And then we had this artist approach us who said, I want to put my artwork on your clothes, and we said, sure, great, why not? And then we did that, and it just took off from there. People love the fact that there's a story and a message tied to this product. So we took that messaging, those initial early sales, and we ran with it. We went and signed 11 artists to contract for our spring line, and then we'll push forward from there.
What's the cut that these artists typically take?
So the artists they'll earn a 5% commission on each product that we sell, and then they earn a 10% commission on anything they sell through their affiliate links. So they're incentivized to market not only their own products, but as well as the products of the other artists, as well as products in other lines. So any of these artists will also earn a 10% commission on our nursery gallery line or our wallpaper. So it's incentivized to build out the community, continue to build their own revenue streams. Good.
Let's give another round of applause for Kyle.
I also have a lot of business cards up here, and we're friends and family now, so the friends and family discount on those to make sure you grab them on the way out.
Alrighty, moving on to our second pitch, we have Jonathan and mental athlete.
Thank you so much. We have a problem in today's society. We have young adults, 18 to 25, feeling aimless, feeling like they don't know what to do. They feel like they need to discover themselves, their interests, their passions, their life paths that they could go down. Or parents of teens and young children feeling concerned that they may not have the skills or the know-how in order to teach their kids essential life skills and habits. My name is Jonathan Powell with Mental Athlete, and I'm here with a specific framework, what we like to call our mental athlete arenas, of how we teach these young adults, children, and teens on how to be effective people to achieve the version of themselves that they want to be. Within this, we have self-esteem, discipline, curiosity, selflessness, and resilience. And within these purviews, we see that we're able to inspire people to become the best versions of themselves. You might be curious how exactly we're doing this. We're doing this in multiple ways that align with our brand values. One, for example, is empowering people. You may see up in the left, that's actually my little sister. She recently did a poem that got into a museum. After that, we have a chess in the park event where we have 75 to 80 people come out, play chess. You have kids, adults. It's very diverse, very inclusive. We have interviews with professionals. Right there in the top right, that's actually one of my city councilmen from the city of Norfolk. And at the bottom, you'll see multiple different brands that we have not only collaborated with, but these are charities that we have donated some of our proceeds to. You might be curious, how are we getting proceeds? From collaborating with the community by building community in these various ways, we're able to ladder this up to our branded merchandise. With our branded merchandising, we're able to sell merchandise that also builds onto our community as people have something physical to latch onto, something to show. You also see some of our happy customers right there on the left. Within the market, we're within the self-help market, and as we all know, it's huge, it's expanding, and there is present competition, but they're all solving problems in different ways, such as local coaches, online coaches, and other organizations that help kids. Currently, our present steps are expanding our touch points with our people, expanding our touch points, reaching out with kids, reaching out with these young adults. One of our biggest goals is we want to go to elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. And then on top of that, we to expand our in-person and online sales as we have a online shop. And then for future steps, we have what we like to call our mental athlete seminar. One location that we're planning to go to is Virginia Peninsula Community College. We had a seminar here at Wilmington Marion, but we want to branch out and go off campus to VPCC. Now, on top of that, we want to connect with professionals. We're working with a lot of avenues on how we can connect with various professionals from, like you'll see, this is one woman that we connected with. She's actually a therapist, a White House correspondent, and a Wilmington Marion alum. Right there is my title. I'm a content creator and media manager. That's my email. Please feel free to note that down, take a picture, as I'm always available, as I'm willing to talk more, teach more about it, or even collaborate. Right there is QR codes to our website and our Instagram. And I want to leave you all with one thought. Physical athletes entertain us, mental athletes run the world. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Can you speak more to how you're developing, these individuals to become better mental athletes? Like, what's the actual specifics, I guess?
So we're doing it based off of these frameworks: self-esteem, discipline, curiosity, selflessness, and resilience. With these frameworks, we use these as guidelines in order to work with individuals who are young adults and teens. One way we do that is through chess. We have chess in the park, but we also have an annual chess club where we work with kids. Through chess, we're able to teach them essential skills of thinking before you move, as well as being, once you say, for example, you make a blunder in chess, you make the wrong move, and next thing you know, you lose your queen. We're also teaching, that goes back to resilience of being able to, oh, you face a setback, let's get back up, and let's try again. Yes?
Do you have like a target age group? I know the chess in the park, that seems like you're like more of a younger, maybe even like primary or not secondary education. I don't know, but you touch on that.
Yes, we're trying to target young adults, 18 to 25, and we're trying to target the parents of young kids. It's through the parents that we're trying to add kids as a touch point. And we're trying to inspire them to discover themselves, what they're interested in, and also teach them, reaching out to kids and trying to teach them positive life skills such as resiliency, selflessness.
Thanks, Jonathan. Can you talk a little bit more about the competitive landscape? So maybe pick another organization that is the closest to what you all are doing. So what's out there that this age group would be interacting with that you would be displacing? And how are you different and better?
There's two different avenues on how I can tackle that. The first avenue is online. Say, for example, there's various people, there's online coaches, there's local coaches, people who are trying to teach value based on their own social media brands. That's why for the QR code, we also have our very own Instagram where we promote a lot of what we're teaching. And then, can you repeat the question one more time?
Just how are you better than the competition?
We're better with
what distinguishes you from them?
We're distinguished because we have this specific framework. As I said before, there are present competitions that have online coaches that build their own frameworks, that have like their own avenues and how they help people and support people, but they're all solving these various problems with people in their interpersonal lives in different ways.
Can you talk about your why? You can do many things, you can tell many things. Why this?
So the story behind why we started is we had, as I mentioned, we have a chess club. The chess club actually was going before we even came up with mental athlete. With that, one of the kids said, tried to downplay their own intelligence by saying, "Oh, we're just all the nerds playing chess." One of my now business partner said to him, "You're not nerds. You're saying that as an insult." But then he corrected himself by saying, "You know what? You are nerds." But that's amazing. That's the great thing. With this, we're empowering people to use their intelligence. Because you can be a physical athlete. You can be Curry, LeBron, but the problem with that is less than 2% people become physical athletes. However, anybody can be a mentor. Anybody can use their mind in any realm that requires any of these frameworks.
How many lives have you say you guys affected, and have you had any feedback?
How many lives we have affected and feedback that we've gotten? So within Chess Club, as I said, I'm like the content creator and media manager. So I'm the main person interacting with these people, asking questions. And I've heard a lot of positive feedback, especially from Chess in the Park, of, oh, playing chess is great. It teaches critical thinking skills. And that comes from the children themselves, from the parents. It feels like it's a very good community event, especially where local in nature. So this happened in Veterans Park. So a lot of the parents feel like, oh, this is somewhere I can take my kids to. That's not only fun, but also I can teach them some sort of skill in them being human. Yes.
Younger age.
An even younger age group? Yes. Well, within the parents of teens and young kids, we are already engaged with kids who are already 5, 6, 7 years old. Some of these kids are actually regulars at our chess clubs. And on top of that, we have the picture on the bottom left. That's actually the annual chess club that we host. Some of the kids in that picture are actually pretty young. I believe the kid in the far left is actually 6 years old.
Pick it up, John.
All right, moving on to the third pitch. We have Pierce and Michael with Deep ID.
All right, hi guys, I'm Pierce Rising.
And I'm Michael Wayne.
And we created Deep ID.
So we talked to marine scientists and researchers at the Virginia Institute of Marine Scientists, learn more about what challenges they face in marine and benthic research. Here's what we learned.
So the problem is researchers manually spend hours manually labeling underwater images. This is a pretty basic thing that needs to happen for any research institution. The problem is the existing tools are slow, not built for research accuracy, so they end up doing it manually most of the time. So their feedback shaped the design of our product. The market opportunity, we'll just go over this briefly. Although it's like a pretty niche area, there is a lot of money there. So it's about 2.4 billion. It's going to more than double in the next few years. And I'd like to highlight that 43% of that is in the United States. So basically, our idea is we want to start with BIMs, and we're working with them currently to build a product that we find super valuable, and then we want to expand to Chesapeake area. And we see no reason why this could go to every lab, research institution, anyone doing marine science research in the United States.
When we talked to Vince, they told us some tools that they already use. The most notable one was iNaturalist. The problem with iNaturalist is that they misleadingly labeled data as research quality if 2 users on the platform had labeled it. There's an instance where someone mislabeled 10,000 pictures and people had to go back into the data set and manually remove them. It was clear that these tools don't actually address the needs of researchers or augment what they do. Our tool aims to revolutionize how AI is used in research.
So here's a brief overview. This is just a video. You can take a look at our site. So here's our dashboard. Basically, we have two models. One is classification and one is detection. So classification is pretty basic. It just tells you what's in the image. There's an image of a whelk there. So and it has a confidence score. What we're really excited about is this bounding box tool that we in our detection model. So it highlights the image and tells you what's in there. So this seems pretty basic, but when you look at our batch processing tab, this could be really useful for marine scientists because, say you have an underwater camera and you have a S3 bucket, which is an AWS-like system. You can feed like a camera, just give it images, it will process the data for you and it'll come up here. I'd also like to highlight our confidence score, which is researchers are very concerned if we're producing research grade data, the research needs to be accurate. So we have a confidence score and anything that's not super confident, our model doesn't know. It knows it doesn't know it and returns it back to the researcher for manual review.
We envision DeepID as a tool and a platform for researchers to use to augment their research process. For example, researchers can upload thousands of pictures and our model will classify most of them with high confidence. And for the ones it's unsure about, they'll send back to the researcher for manual review. And then the researcher is presented with a Tinderfied data review process, where they're given an image, the model's output, and they can just swipe left or right to approve or disapprove of the model's output. And we can send the ones that the model got wrong back to the model for retraining. In our testing, we found that this augmented review process was up to 10 times faster than just manually going through the entire data set.
So we have a ton of other features here. I wish we had time to talk about all of them. I could nerd about this forever. But basically, we'll just go over a brief timeline. So we obviously had our idea, built our MVP, and we presented at a Caseathon, which was a great opportunity at AA Club Caseathon. I think they're doing another one in the spring. You all should go. It was awesome. We ended up winning it. So right now, our product is back in the hands of the researchers who helped us build it, and they're going over it, testing it. They're basically giving us feedback. We're building out exactly what they want, fixing exactly what they don't, and we hope to expand this to many labs in the future. I think this could go many places. Thank you. Any questions?
Can you talk about your pricing model? How would this get sold into these labs? Do you have any initial thoughts about that?
Yeah, so we envisioned like a free tier so that any hobbyist can use it. We want the ability for people to try our tool and to know that they want it in our lab before we end up even talking about pricing. For labs, we haven't even built out that model yet. Right now, we're just trying to build a valuable product that people actually want. And I think the model that we were thinking of now is maybe a monthly subscription based thing for anyone, like any lab who's going to use like a significant amount of our data space, any storage space. So we're kind of working that one out in the future.
Okay. Do you know what the cost is that a lab spends right now to solve this problem? Maybe that would be a place to start.
Yeah, I don't have that number off the top of my head. I did have that number at some point, but I just don't have it in my mind. But there is a lot of money going into research right now, and I think we would just work with the labs individually to figure out what they look like in terms of what they would want to spend on a tool like this.
And to add on top of that, we think it's really important that everyone that is interested in this field can benefit from this tool. And so if you just want to figure out what animal you just saw, or if you want to get into research, you can use it for free. And the images that you upload will benefit the researchers that are paying for this tool.
Yeah, so I had a couple of really quick initial questions. The VIMs, are you kind of licensing it to them for free so you can kind of update and improve this model or this product? And then question two is, does this work in a dynamic environment, or does it all need to be static pictures in order for you to be able to capture, tag, and so on?
That's a great question. Right now, in terms of the video review, that's a process we want to implement. We don't have that implemented right now. We're currently working on that. Do you want to take the other one?
Sure.
So as we add more functionality to our tool, we do plan for you to be able to upload live footage, so you can set up cameras underwater and it will automatically notify you whether or not it sees some form of light. And in fact, we're also, if we collect enough data, we can turn it into a heat map for conservationist efforts. Maybe that you want to see the encroachment of invasive species just to know what areas are under risk.
I have the mic right here. Ready?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hello, so I assume that this is the most recent prototype you guys have, or is it
Which one?
like the one there I'm looking at, well, so my question is, it says crabs, but does it get more specific than that to identify like which type of crab it is? Or is that something you need to improve in the future?
That will be something that we'll add in the future. We have been told that that would be a really important feature.
Okay, so right now it's like very broad, you would say?
Yeah, right now it is just species level.
Okay.
We spent a lot of our time training the models to identify those species specifically. So we're working on getting larger data sets to train the model on currently to get even more specific, but it takes an incredible amount of time to do the training and working with these models to do. So this is about how far we are right now.
I'm curious to learn more about like what is your sort of production and creation and like improvement sort of strategy look like? And do you guys have any plans of like anything with intellectual property, like patents or any obstacles you're maybe worried about with other people patenting and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a great concern. So right now, I think the tool we want to build largely, and we weren't even able to touch on this. We want to add a big community element. So if you see in our heat map here, our idea is that you can make your research viable to like any user, or like let's say like other labs. So labs can work with one another. If you have like data you want to share, we have like a community feature, which is like, I don't know, you can think of it like LinkedIn. But basically, what you would be able to do is like if you're using somebody else's research, you can collaborate with them and like on common topics. In terms of like licensing and IP stuff, right now we're still in the building phases, and we found it really important. We don't even want to like we don't want to move too fast with this. We want to build a product that is really valuable for marine researchers. That's our main focus. So we're kind of like the user feedback and user testing is actually not like pretty linear. It's a lot of back and forth and us working with them.
Let's give it up for Pearson. Michael.
All right, so to welcome our last fourth pitch, we have Rural, Holland, and Hayes with Colonial Miles.
How was sound? Is good? Oh, nice.
This is Colin. He is currently 20 miles into his first ever marathon as an amateur runner, and he needs a gel in order to fuel him to the finish.
Oh, this is awful. Oh, taking forever to get me down. Oh, what is this goopy mess? How much should I pay for this? $4? Carbs? What kind of brand is this?
And Colin's not alone. In fact, a study from Stanford University actually found that athletes given bad tasting supplements suffered in terms of perceived exertion as well as motivation. The last thing you want 20 miles into your marathon.
Yo, Colin, try this.
Oh, this tastes great and so easy to get down.
That's the Colonial Miles guarantee.
Modern fuel, historic roots. Over the summer, me and some teammates were logging 90-mile weeks in the mountains of Colorado when we came to the same conclusion as our friend Colin. Most of the energy gels out there suck. They're either overpriced, taste awful, or have no personality. So we started making our own.
Tell me more about you, Joe.
Colonial Miles is a high-quality, simple ingredient energy gel designed for endurance athletes of all skill levels. We offer 4 different flavors: vanilla, honey, chocolate, and coffee. And as you can see, we try to incorporate a colonial era historical element into each flavor. So we have the Governor's Palace for tavern brew or coffee flavor, and then a black powder rifle for our chocolate flavor.
But what's the price look like?
I'm glad you asked, Colin. Colonial Miles offers a retail price. We're planning on offering a retail price of $1.55, which significantly undercuts the market competition while still delivering high performance fueling, such as 26 grams of carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium, and 100 calories.
But it's not just our flavor that sets us apart from the competition. There's also a wide open space in the market for it as well. Currently, the U.S. gel industry is valued at $736 million and is expected to grow over 7% annually for the next 10 years. This is fueled mainly by 2 main trends. First, young athletes are increasingly utilizing nutrition in their training and races. Along with this, we also see an active aging population of older people staying active, competing in endurance sports. Alongside this, also 25% of sales in the gel market comes from smaller, regionally located brands, yet Williamsburg has no gel to fill that role. In a market where flavor fatigue and brand hopping is common, Colonial Miles offers consistency, identity, and local loyalty to our product.
So let me tell you where we see our brand going. First, we plan to penetrate the market by sponsoring local road races through Colonial Runners. This can be the Dog Street 5K, Colonial Half Marathon, and Jamestown Triathlon. Next, we'll start wholesaling through local companies like Spoken Art, Colonial Sports, and Point 2 Running. Then, ultimately, our goal is to give back to our team that we come from, the William Mary Tribe track and field program. And then this will help us get NIL opportunities and our brand out there. We can get to other Colonial hubs like Boston and Philly.
Thank you.
Questions? Okay, now don't be shy. I ask this question every time when it's local people. Whose idea was this?
So it was mostly Will and I. This was while we were out in Colorado, and I came out from my room one day and I was like, yo, I just saw this thing about we need to be taking more carbs in our long runs. And Will, being the entrepreneur he is, he's like, dude, we can totally make our own and fix this problem. And so Will and I were like, in like 1 minute, we're like, yeah, let's start this. And then after working on that for a little bit, Colin, who's on the trip with us, joined in.
What are the gels made out of, and how does that differ from what other companies use?
So ours is pretty simple. We have a base of maltodextrin, fructose at a 2-to-1 ratio, which is best. And a lot of companies that use those ingredients follow that ratio. Some other and then we have the flavorings and our sodiums across the board is the same, and the flavors differ, which is only like our max is 3 ingredients for the flavors. And then some other companies will use like that are in our price range, use syrups which are cheaper and not as good for you, but we use maltodextrin and fructose.
And one other thing to note is that we think it tastes a lot better because it is a thinner consistency, so it's easier to get down. It's more liquid. We found that a lot of people don't like gels because they're so thick, they're hard to get down, like Colin was demonstrating. And we offer a lot of the energy gels offer more fruity options. And I think when you're 20 miles deep, you'd prefer, for us personally, and the athletes that we've tested, prefer, I'd rather have chocolate than like an apple, that kind of thing.
Hey, you guys got me all jazzed up. So I just turned 31. I got 2 kids. I just signed up for the Newport News Marathon. Am I youthful or active aging?
Oh, you're youthful.
Very good. Did you guys have samples here today?
We do have a few samples. I don't think enough for everyone, unfortunately.
Well, for me.
But for you. But yeah, I think kind of like you were saying, we're targeting. We think it's a broad market. I guess we specifically mentioned active aging because Williamsburg is, known for having that older population. But we definitely will be targeting people like you as well.
And similarly, along with like the older population in Williamsburg, obviously with like the college here, there's a lot of young students and a lot of people who are trying to get into stuff to stay active. So that's also where we believe we have a strong consumer base there as well.
I'm just wondering what the manufacturing process looks like right now and how you're manufacturing them and how you might change that process as you continue to grow and scale.
Yeah, right now it's kind of just us in the kitchen making these. It's very like small scale. We're still definitely in that product development phase. But I think on our last slide, if you want to go back one of our big goals in the future, we think the next step is ordering 5,000 of these custom, you saw the custom design, getting those pouches. And then I think for that first batch, we would still make them by hands. But we're hoping to get to a point where we can outsource that to, there's manufacturers that we've spoken with that do both the custom design for the pouches and they actually fill the pouches with our energy gel. Obviously, we don't want to be doing 5,000 by hand. It is a little laborious, but we do have a machine right now that it's just like a simple lever and you pull it and it fills the exact same amount every time. So we still do have consistency even on the small scale, but we're hoping to get to that point where we're not doing it by hand.
So I've personally never made it to 20 miles through a marathon, and I like the demonstration. That was pretty cool. But like, can you walk me through what it feels like before a gel, and then how you feel after? Like, what's the real value of this product?
Yeah, so if you're running for a long time and you don't take a gel, basically what happens is you're burning glycogen, which is carbohydrates. And when your glycogen storages run out, you have no energy left in your muscles. And you basically just feel like you're running in slow motion. And usually things like your heart rate will drop and you'll just feel very fatigued and slow. And so taking an energy gel will go straight to your muscles. These are the glucose and fructose sugars in these gels, and our gels will go straight to your muscles and keep your glycogen storages up so that you have the necessary sugars and energy in order to finish or keep your pace.
Quick question over here. I really love that you are acting on this. You're really doing this now, it sounds like. So kudos to you for that. Can you expand on the price point and your level of confidence to deliver on that price point at any sort of scale and have a sustainable business? Like, how much work have you done on that piece?
Yeah, so we've kind of just ran through the numbers and it's looking about 35 to 40 cents per unit, excluding, since it's just us, we're not including any like labor, things like that, and we're making them. So that's just the cost of actual energy gel, including the packaging. And yeah, we're looking at selling for roughly $1 wholesale and then $1.55 retail. I would say to get our foot in the door, we're willing to compromise, and settle for a slightly lower margin. But we do still think it's profitable at a $1.55 price point.
I'm also an endurance athlete, so this seems really cool to me. My only question is, how do you guys differentiate yourself from the rest of the market? Because I've used goo and like all the other stuff. I've been in the exact same scenario you described. But yeah, how is your product different?
Yeah, so one of the things we should touch on was kind of with our flavor and our ingredients. We're hoping that just like a more simple ingredient base that tastes better will be enough to pull consumers away from other gels that just don't taste as good. And then along with this, we're really trying to hammer the sort of local, regional sort of roots that we have here. We think that, as we expand in this area, people want to support a business that has a mission and has a story behind it, as opposed to something like Goo or Morton, some of these other like bigger brands, which people really don't know much about. And especially as we hope to expand into eventually cities like Philadelphia and Boston, other historical cities, which are also really prominent in the running world, that people would connect with our story, and that would be a main driving point behind our sales and a loyal consumer base.
Also, we looked at Goose, specifically his ingredients yesterday, and they had about 20 to 30 ingredients, and right now we have about 4 to 5 ingredients for our gels. So we're pretty natural, simple.
Let's give it up for Will.
All right, I know you guys did a lot of applauding today, but can we get one last round of applause for all of our pitchers? I think this is a fantastic on pitch today. All right, so now that all 4 pitches have been done, it's time to vote. So scan the QR code on the screen to open the ballot, and you'll be asked to rank the pitchers across 4 slots. And take a minute now to get your votes in, and we will be back in a couple of minutes with the results and also the results for the swag giveaway.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we have our results in. So first, we're going to announce the swag giveaway winner. So congrats to Daisuke Miyama for winning the swag giveaway. So Justin here has a Chick-fil-A voucher and a t-shirt for you. And yeah, hope you enjoy. All right, now it's the moment that you have all been waiting for. So can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of our final rocket pitch for the fall 2025 semester is Will Collins. Congratulations, guys. You guys have won the final spot for our demo day competition in 2 weeks right here at the Hub, where you have a chance at winning $1,500 for your venture. So congratulations. Thank you to all of our other pitchers. You guys did a wonderful job today. We still have pizza, and of course, feel free to hang around, mingle, network, and enjoy the time here. Thank you guys so much for coming out.